Breaking news, everybody! Breaking news! Breaking news! Breaking news! All right, so this lady that I am featuring right now, her name is Just Pearly Things. Now, those of you who are not familiar with Pearl, she's actually a content creator, and majority of her content is geared towards the Black Manosphere and Red Pill movement. Okay, um, a lot of her talking points comes from the Black Manosphere and the Red Pill movement, and also she have been using some talking points from the late Kevin Samuels as well too, and other prominent people who are part of the Manosphere, the Black Manosphere. All right, so the reason why we're talking about her today is because a content creator named O'Shea Duke Jackson. He actually just recently released a video, and the video that he released on her is very startling. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and play his video, and I'm going to give you my perspective on this as it is planned. Okay, so let's go ahead and review his video about just pearly things. All right.
My blessing was more late African.
Well, he's black.
Yeah.
A few days ago, Just Pearly Things had an interview with white supremacist or white nationalist, whichever you want to categorize him, Nick Fuentes. Now, Nick Fuentes is a 24-year-old man who is very outspoken about, white nationalism and things like that. So she had him on a live stream.
Now, before we continue, now those of you may be familiar with Nick, but I had did a season 6 episode with Nick. Okay, Nick was actually featuring in the video with Kanye West. All right, y'all remember the video that Kanye West did, and he was dressed up. He had that mask on and stuff, and he was somebody that he was for the Nazis and all the stuff there. Nick was actually the one who's sitting right next to Kanye West. All right, and he was I guess he was dressed in blue, whatever. So that's who this is. Okay, that's why they say he's a he's a nationalist, and all that stuff there. So
now, what's very interesting about that is Just Pearly Things has a podcast that is based in London, and I would say that the majority of her full-time cast, I would say, would be a member of the Black London community. Like there's King Richards over there. There's a few other brothers over there, and they've built that channel into a really good powerhouse. She's really organized and things like that.
And also in O'Shea Duke Jackson clips that he's showing, one of them clips in particular, I actually did an episode featuring these clips as a talking point too. So that's who we're talking about today. Pearl, just Pearly Things. All right.
Which would make me wonder why she's interviewing Nick Fuentes. Now, typically she talks about things like modern women. A lot of the things that you would see in the manosphere are talking points. And a lot of people have accused her of, stealing from Kevin Samuels or stealing from the manosphere and then monetizing it. But this interview with Nick Fuentes proves to me that she's trying to take her business into a different reality. Probably because she feels like at some point there's going to be a dead end for the modern women thing. And I noticed when she's live, she doesn't get nearly as many viewers as Fresh and Fit. So I think she's trying to make the same pivot that Adam 22 is trying to make, and even like Joe Budden. They're trying to bring on like controversial people. You see Adam 22 bringing on people like Tariq Nasheed. He wants to have Tariq Nasheed debate people on his platform and all of that. And again, that's to get into a larger audience.
Now, here's another thing, too, that I want y'all to be aware of. Now, Pearl, she had over 1 million subscribers, okay? She have over 1 million subscribers based on, the talking points that I was mentioning earlier about through the Black Manosphere. Now, O'Shea Duke Jackson, he was also mentioning that, she made, that people were saying that, she stole Kevin Samuels' talking point. To be honest with you, I honestly do believe that's what she did. She not only stole on Kevin Samuels' talking points, but she also stole, the Manosphere talking points. But I have to be honest and I have to be realistic about it too. Everyone has stolen Kevin Samuels' talking point. Everyone is using the Black Manosphere talking point, including myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit up here and cap and say that I have. On a lot of my podcasts, especially when I'm featuring talking about the modern day women and beta male simps and stuff, it is a Black Manosphere talking point. And some of it is my own personal perspective as well too, versus me being a sociologist and me analyzing the overall premise of the entire situation and movements. Okay, so yeah, so we are guilty of it at one point in time. All right.
Right. And that's not just them doing it. It's a lot of people. Valuetainment is doing that same playbook. So all of them are trying to get into a different market. In doing so, they're using people who will have controversial views, such as Nick Fuentes. Now, let me just say this.
Now, also too, Osei Juke. Sorry, I was kind of burping while I was talking, but Osei Duke Jackson, right? What he's talking about is that he was talking about how people content creators try to rebrand themselves, right? They'll be in a certain market for a certain period of time, and they feel as though it's the water in the well is drying out, so they need to transition into a different space. I'll just call this rebranding. All right. So in a way, it's nothing wrong with that because it is what it is. So I'm being as a content creator, I would do that as well too, where I stir along to wherever topic is trending. Then I also have my personal topics that I will want to talk about as well too. And if I see that there's something else happening and stuff, right, then yeah, I will rebrand and focus on the more important issues that I feel that my audience want me to address or talk about. So that's pretty much what he's saying.
Popular YouTuber Jason Black, who also runs the business YouTube channel, has pointed this out. And I know brother Jason Black, he was way more popular than me when I first started YouTube, and he has a really strong audience. He has a really loyal fan base. I've had a chance to talk to him one time on Instagram. Not Instagram, Facebook Messenger. We were both friends on Facebook, and I like what he has to say as a pro-Black myself, right? I don't disagree with him too much for the things that I've heard. However, when he criticized Just Purdy Things in the past, people were saying that he was a hater, he was jealous of her success, and all of this, right? So he, on his channel, the business YouTube platform, he has broken down the interview with Just Purdy Things into timestamps. So it was very easy for me to follow to see what I wanted to see. And at first, Just Purdy Things, who has, like I said, a lot of Black employees, King Richards being one of them, they were having a conversation about African employees versus American employees. And this is what, Jason Black was trying to point out, that he felt that she was trying to take a diss at African Americans. So I want to play that clip and let's see if he's right.
All right. So before we get to the clip with Jason Black, all right, before we get to it now, here's the situation with Jason Black. All right. So I believe it was either a couple of days ago, probably further than probably weeks ago, and actually probably further than probably months ago too, now that I think about it. Jason Black was pointing out that Pearl was actually known as a grifter in the Black community and also in the Black manosphere. Now, those of you who don't know what a grifter is, so grifter is pretty much a con artist, okay, in its layman terms. Is a person who manipulate their subscribers and stuff, right, to believing into a certain narrative movement or believe that they're actually part of the said narrative and movement, but in reality, they really ain't. You know what I'm saying? They just there for the clicks and the views and, get the numbers and all the stuff there. There are a lot of grifters in this content creation business. A lot of them. I've seen them. Where they literally would do that. They'll pretend that they're really for a certain type of narrative or a movement, and they'll have their audience believing that. And just like I mentioned before in my shows and stuff, right, where I was telling y'all about the groupthink mentality and also the cult like mentality as well too. That's what a grifter does. That's what a grifter majors in, is to manipulate their audience to get them to believe that they care about their best interests so much so that they will sell them a pipe dream. Okay. So this is what Jason Black was pointing out with Pearl. That Pearl was using, all these different talking points and stuff, right, and selling the manosphere movement a pipe dream. And so everybody started gravitating towards it and stuff like that. And now people start, networking with her and interacting with her, and that's what helped build her current brand that she has right now, which is now located in London. All right. And so even on her shows and stuff, right, she have a lot of black Europe, black European people who are employed by her. So she pretty much turned this into a brand and also into a business with employees and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So this is what Jason Black is talking about, that she does pretty much use the people. All right. So just to give y'all clarity on that. So let's go ahead and hear what Jason got to say.
That clip, and let's see if he's right.
I wonder what Miss Pearly Things thinks of African immigrants versus black Americans, specifically descendants of slaves, foundationals. I wonder what she thinks of that. If we get into the immigration discussion, I wonder what she's gonna say if you ask her about that. Brace yourselves, all of her supporters.
No. And that's not a conservative position, especially not 50 million people in 10 years.
Right.
Because America's got 300 million. So, what is that? 1/6 of the population in 10 years.
And so why is that?
Why does he support that?
No, why are you against pro? Because in my head, see, I hire people from Africa, right?
Right.
Shout out Blessing.
Yeah.
And I just see like the work ethic of people that are like not from America, and they often work harder than the people that are from America.
Now I'm gonna pause. I want y'all to hear this again with what she said, and I want to get y'all honest perspective about this. Okay, let's hear it again.
And I just see like the work ethic of people that are like not from America, and they often work harder than the people that are from America.
Now, the reason why I replay this again, right, is because of this. Now, throughout my experience of being an adult, okay, I have, had the opportunity to deal with different cultures, different aspects, especially as a sociologist, okay. I had the opportunity to deal with all different diverse cultures and, how the way, these cultures interact with other cultures and how the way they think and how the way they feel about other cultures and stuff, all right? Preferably, right? My experience with dealing with Africans, right, is this. Just about every interaction I had with Africans, they say the same exact narrative to Black Americans. They say that Black American men and women are sorry. They say that Black American men and women are lazy. They say that Black American men and women relationships are extremely toxic. And to top it off, they do not support Black Americans, period. And this coming from people that Africans that I personally have interacted with, that I personally had conversations with. And the shocking part about these conversations I had with them is that they told me that the reason why they feel this way is not only what they see on TV, but it's also what their parents been teaching them as well too. Because the African culture over there in the Eastern culture and stuff is different from the Western culture. That's what they tell me. So they've been taught as children that the black American men and women over here are lazy. Then to top it off, they also been taught that the black Americans that are that's over here in America, they've been taught that we are not the real black people. That they are the real black people, the Africans and stuff over there. They're the real black people. We are what is known as being commingled. We have commingled blood. We're Mungu. That's another word that they use too, either commingle or Mungu. I heard the term that, our blood is contaminated. And so they treat us as us not being pure blood. They believe that they are pure blood, but us as Black Americans is not pure blood because we have the European ancestral blood coursing through us as well as their blood. So they totally dismisses us. Now, don't get me wrong. They will respect you as human, right? But for us claiming you as being Africans and being part of the African bloodline, they don't. They don't at all. They absolutely do not. So that's the reason why I stopped at this part, because that's the narrative that's going out there. If y'all wasn't aware of that, now I'm telling you, Urban is telling you that, because that's how they think of us for real. And I'm being as real as possible to you on this, all right? So therefore, I'm not surprised that Pearl would say something like this, is for the simple fact that not only Africans think of us this way, but other ethnicity groups and cultures think of Black Americans the same exact way. So that's why I'm not surprised of her. I'm not surprised at this coming out of her mouth. I'm really not. Not surprised at all. So far, I believe that the issue is that as Jason Black is presenting this and stuff, right, he's presenting it as a shock value. But me personally, it's not shocking to me because, it is what it is. But let's continue.
So in my head, it's like, wouldn't it help us economically if we had more, like, if they had a certain, like, mindset in order?
Well, I told you were going to get your hearts and your feelings and your souls broken. There's no way you can defend her now and sit up here and say you cool with it. She just outright told you, well, they work harder than people. Now, she means black. I like my African immigrants. They work harder than people from America.
And this the same narrative that they say too about Hispanics or Mexicans as well too. They say the same exact thing, that Hispanic and Mexicans work twice as hard as Black Americans, and on top of that, they're not going to feel like that they're entitled. So,
bull from America.
So in this first clip, I thought it was sort of a reach, because she's just...
No, Shay, it's not a reach. This is how she actually feel. It's not a reach, bro.
Seeing Americans, and he's trying to insinuate that she's saying Black people are African Americans. So I really couldn't nail her on that particular talking point, right? But it gets worse. Jason Black does a yeoman's job in really nailing her to the cross on this next point. Now, this is going to be a point about being on time, and you're going to hear what Nick Fuentes has to say about Black people after that. I'm going to play that particular clip right there, and then we'll come back.
Very industrious.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that would like to be a YouTuber because they'd like people.
Okay, now let me back up just a little bit more here, because he's talking about people being hardworking. He's talking about people in general from various other places. I think he mentioned Germany. But I want you to get the full context of this, so when she says what she says, it smacks you upside the back of the head like a cinder block.
Yeah.
I was like, STEM, no. They all said I was crazy. Who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? Austin.
Well, but you're very industrious.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that would like to be a YouTuber because they'd like people to care about their opinions and like what they ate for lunch and, things about my life that just make sense or whatever. But how many people could make a company and deal with the things you deal with, like recruiting and, because I mean, not on the same scale as you, but I do things and it's tough. It's a business. It's fun not in front of the camera.
And what he's saying here, I'm not gonna lie, it's low key racist as hell. I ain't gonna even lie. And the reason why he's putting it that way about YouTube and stuff, right? And I mentioned this too, all right, about like YouTube being a business. Okay, there are two different sides of YouTube. Okay, those for y'all who are wrong, hear me right now. It is two different sides of YouTube, and y'all have to understand this. The first side of YouTube is mainly, we'll call this the entertainment side. That's what the subscribers and stuff, and all it is those people just click on and, watch whatever content you want to watch and click on off. Now, within the entertainment part, right, you have content creators, okay? Now, there are some content creators, right? You might as well call these content creators subscribers as well, too. For the simple fact that they create content, right? But they don't have the business prowessness. So all they do, they just create content for the pure entertainment or whatever it is they're trying to accomplish with their content. And the second side of this is what he's mentioned about. It's more of the business professional side of YouTube. Okay. Where you literally have people who are professional with YouTube, who are professional content creators, who go through the whole professional aspect of becoming a content creator. These are the people who got their licenses. These are people who got their they go and get their businesses registered. All these different things, get their business on either tax exempt or whatever the case may be. They get a name, they get trademarks and all these, other different things to make it be a literal business. They have employees employed with them. It's the right to operate their business. So that's the second side of this. And so that's what Nick is talking about. He's talking about that particular side. Now, the reason why I said that this thing is racist because he is low-key mentioning about the entertainment side, which is with a lot of minority people. You know what I'm saying? A lot more minority people, they have, what's that app? StreamYard. They use StreamYard and they'll just click on StreamYard and use that and be having these old ghetto-ass panels and, it's different things like that. And so that's what he's referencing to. He's saying that, he's sitting up here referencing and saying that that side there, it's, people want to be content creators, but in reality, they're really not. They're not professional with it. However, you, Pearl, you had took it and turned it into an actual business. So that's what he's referencing.
But behind the scenes, it's a business. And that is a German attribute, to be industrious. I'm Italian. The only times I'm on time for things is when I get the time wrong, when I think I'm supposed to be there way earlier than I'm actually supposed to be there. Because I thought I was supposed to be here at 3.
And also, this is another thing that solidifies my claim that I'm saying right now is that he was mentioning about the time. Once again, he mentioned about the time because he's mentioning about the minority and stuff, right? So, a lot of the content creators now who are on the entertainment side, they're not looking at it as a business, whatever stuff, right? They don't have a scheduled time for their shows, and that they just click and go live whenever the hell they feel like they want to go live. You know what I'm saying? Don't have no time limit. Then they don't have no cutoff time limit neither. Some of them they'll go live and they'll be live for about 5 or 6 hours. Some of them be having 24-hour shows and those weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so once again, that is Nick taking a shot at the minority people and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But Pearl didn't catch on to that. And also, my show, I had did a show the other day when I was talking about Waka Flocka, right? And I told y'all that Myron had used a bait and switch technique on Waka Flocka to get a one resort. Basically, that's what Nick is doing with Pearl right now, is using that same bait and switch technique to get a reaction with Pearl, and you're going to see her reaction.
Oh, really?
That's why I texted you. I texted you, I'm on my way, because I thought I was already 10 minutes late when I was leaving.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Blessing was more late African.
Well, he's black.
Yeah.
Where are all the folks who said I was a hater? Where are all the folks who were sitting up here saying, well, Jason, you reaching, you stretching? Where are all of them now? I want to know where all of them are after tonight. Yeah, ha, 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 he. What's so damn funny? What's so damn funny now? Oh yeah, before this is over, I'm gonna name names. What's so damn funny now? You can't lie and say you didn't see this. Jason Black has been talking about this now for over a year, for about 2 years now. And I've been naming this chick in particular. I said it from day one. She doesn't need to be given any space around here. I said it the whole time. Where are the folks who are sitting up criticizing me now? Because you're going to have to justify this. And you're going to have to justify why it is that Jason said it the whole time and you were defending it the whole time and you're just now saying something. By the way, yeah, you all thought she was going to leave it alone. That wasn't Fuentes who brought up the black people this time. He talked about him being late, and then she brings up the black folk around her.
Yeah, she did. And once again, the reason why she did that is because Nick did bait and switch her. Even though he didn't directly said it, but he was, just like I pointed out earlier, he was indirectly saying that to bait and switch Pearl into actually agreeing and saying it. So.
Those cute little African that she has working for her, she's the one who brings them up.
So guys, you can argue a lot of things, but one of the things you can't do is argue with the truth. That clip is really disrespectful, not only to the African person Blessing, because this is the same person that you said you want to bring to America because they work better than Americans, but at the same time, you're saying that, well, she's late, African, right? And then he says, yeah, she's late, well, because she's black. And then you laughed. So here's something that I really want to honestly say, right? And I know like a lot of black dudes in the manosphere, black manosphere, like Jess Purdy things. Obviously, I don't think most of her audience is black, but you do have some brothers that were defending her. And she has worked with a lot of... And
still right now, O'Shea Duke Jackson, he just dropped this video almost like 2 or 3 hours ago. And he actually ended up, he went live after he dropped the video about like an hour after that. He went actually live and was talking about this. And even while he was live talking about it, it was people who was defending this situation. They were saying that O'Shea Duke Jackson was reaching a lot. They're saying that Jason Black was reaching a lot. But even by me on hearing this the second and third time and stuff, and now I'm really analyzing what's been said, they have every right to feel the way they feel. You know what I'm saying? Where, just like I say, Pearl is behaving as though she's a grifter, for real. She really is. It's as though she's using the people. Matter of fact, Pearl, she just recently got through doing a show with MTR, with Melanie King, with Maggie, the substitute teacher. She invited them all to her show in London and stuff. And they recently got through doing the one podcast together and stuff, And this happened after the show. You know what I'm saying? While after when they did the show and stuff, you know what I'm saying? They went back. You know what I'm saying? This happened after the fact. So, like I say, they do have a valid reason to feel some type of way about this because it seems like she's been racist towards black people of America. So
Black YouTubers. I mean, I have emails of her asking me for an interview in 2021 when she was still small. But if you guys know me, I don't really work with, I don't really collaborate outside of the race, even on YouTube. So it kind of goes against my personal goals. Not to say that I don't like anybody or I'm racist or anything, but I'm a black YouTuber and I am a pro-black. So I only really work with the black YouTube community or black content creators. What she said right there.
now, that part right there with O'Shea, I have to call O'Shea out on this one. The reason why is because what people going to do is that even though it was in your good intentions to mention that disclaimer, right? What people going to do, especially your critics and retractors, what they're going to do, they're going to take that and clip that, and they're going to label you as being a racist towards white people. So also the reason why I'm calling you out is because that particular statement and stuff, right? That's something that it was more your actions speak louder than your words, if you understand what I'm saying. Meaning that you didn't have to say that because it's already understood that that's your that's how the way you operate. That's how you operate your business. You know what I'm saying? You're more diverse within, the black culture because you're pro-black, but you don't have to say that you are, Okay. But that's the only reason why I'll call O'Shea out on that. He didn't have to say that.
Is completely disrespectful. The guy is right. All right. If you want to have those conversations, and I have friends of other races, and if we're gonna joke around like we have before, you know what I'm saying, offline or say certain things. I mean, even with other Africans, we can do that. But to say that publicly and then laugh, that was an opportunity for you to be like, "Yo, bro, that's not cool," or cut that comment out of the live stream.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. If she really wasn't like that, that she's more of a people person, or she believe in, humanity or whatever, stuff like that, immediately she should have caught on that that's what Nick was doing to her, was baiting and switching her. And she should have not only caught on to that, she should have called it out right then and there. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we got to call a spade a spade. You got to call it for what it is. Pearl already knew Nick's background. She already knew that. She knew that. But yet and still, she still invited him onto her platform, knowing good and well that he majors in talking about these type of topics. Hell, he did a whole hour live with Kanye talking about this several times. So what make you think that he's going to all of a sudden change his platform and start talking about the Black Manosphere? He's not. Because to him, that's what's selling for him. To him, that's what's keeping him relevant and keeping him popular. So therefore, Pearl knew that. And she did it anyway. I believe this is one of these situations, like I mentioned before, about modern day women. This is another one of these situations where modern day women operate, instead of operating out of logic and reasoning and stuff, right? Understanding that, hey, this is this dude's intent, and I'm not going to invite this dude to my platform because I know where it's going to go. But if I do decide to do this, I'm going to have total control of my platform. Instead of thinking like that with logic and reasoning, she was thinking out her feelings and emotions. Oh, man, I'm bringing Nick on here, and, man, he's going to have my views skyrocket. She's thinking about her feelings and emotions and her intentions instead of saying the overall premises of what's going on. And by her being in her feelings and emotions, Nick knew that. And guess what? He baited and switched her and got her saying some things that she already felt. Deep down inside, she already felt this. That's why she said it. Nick just pretty much brought it out of her, to be honest. Let's be real about it. Let's be honest and let's be real about it. That's what she always felt. She always felt that, Black Americans are lazy. That's why probably more than likely. Now I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that's probably why she don't employ Black Americans, and she rather will employ the Africans, as she adequately put. So I'm just saying.
But he's right. She's the one that brought it up. Like, he wasn't bringing up the fact that her staff was late. You said blessing, then African. And again, it's like, okay, she said that, but Jason Black says, we brought her into this Black space. I don't really think that's the case. I think that, she started aligning herself with Black people onto her show. And so that made it more comfortable for certain Blacks to come. And then she's talking real, a lot of stuff about women.
O'Shea, in reality, that's the situation. Now she had entered in, just like I say, she entered in as more like a grifter. She entered in, she was selling the product to the Black manosphere by, her speaking of, by, certain talking points that the Black manosphere aligns with. That's what she did. People caught hold to it. People caught hold to her, different clips and stuff that she was saying. And then from that point, they're like, hey, listen to this white lady talk about Black things. This is cool. Let's do this. And so y'all invited her in. So yes, that's exactly what happened.
And, she was reviewing hip hop and things like that. So she was trying to put herself into the space like Adam 22 put herself in the space, like Vlad puts himself into the space. Mm-hmm. And I guess
like
Jason Black is trying to be upset that these people are letting her into the space. I don't know if she did that per YouTube, because again, that's how it kind of works when you're targeting that sort of audience. But the reality is,
but yeah, that's the clear definition of that. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand that is the honest, clear definition of that. Like, for example, with myself, right? If I know that there's over 1 million target audience of people who are around white, right? Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and talk about talking points that white people would talk about all the time. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do different videos and all the stuff for talking points, different videos, and also so they can gravitate towards that. Then from that point of gravitation, that means it's discovery. Therefore, discovery, that's when you want to be invited into the fold and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with Pearl.
He overall is right. I can't get around that, man. Like, nobody can say that Jason Black is not right. You can call him whatever you want to call him. I know a lot of brothers don't like Jason Black and whatever. I heard that,
Now, people don't like Jason Black because of how his tone is. This is the same exact way when the late Kevin Samuels, you know what I'm saying? They don't like the tone of how people do things, you know what I'm saying? That's where it boils down to. Now, I know that Jason Black, he talk about different topics that are controversial, is going to trigger people and everything. But to be honest with you, Jason Black, he is truthful about his content, but at the same time, he is a content creator. He had to do things to try to, quote unquote, entertain people as well too, and that's what he been doing. All of them do it. Jason Black does it. The late Kevin Samuel, he did it. Tommy Sotomayor, he did it as well too. And stuff. Using a certain tone and to gravitate people, to make people love them and hate them at the same time. And that's ultimately what happened. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Mr. Fantastic called into the show. He hung up on the guy. He might treat his callers bad or whatever you might say. But this one, he's right because he got it right there on tape. And again, just pearly things doesn't take Black people that serious, bro. And one of the reasons why is because we don't challenge it. Like, she would never do that with any other community. But yeah, she can say that African thing out there and knows that, like, hey, you're not going to have any problems with that. And that's the situation. So, I mean.
Yeah, and that's the end of this. That's the end of the clip that I was going to want to show y'all. Now, absolutely. there's going to be a certain part of her that, she's not going to do that in, certain other communities. The reason why she's not going to do that in certain other communities because these other said communities, they really don't have strong audience, retention rate with the topics that we talk about. Okay. The only other audience that you have, in these other communities is dealing with politics and religion. And so politics and religion, they can be very flaky, especially with the YouTube algorithm. You know what I'm saying? So why not gravitate towards where the flow of the algorithm is going right now? You know what I'm saying? Which is the manosphere. So why not? And that's what she do. One last point that I want to make too is this: many of y'all who are subscribed to me right now, y'all know that it be times where I go on to a website known as Amigo, right, where I put out Amigo content. Okay. Every time when I do Amigo content and stuff, right, there are children, preferably white children on there and stuff, right. They feel very, very entitled and empowered to be calling people, especially people of color, the N-word. They feel powerful doing that. They feel entitled of doing that as well too. You know what I'm saying? And so they do that over and over again. I had experiences though. A matter of fact, if you go onto my channel, it's on my Amigo channel, where you go on my channel right now and stuff, I actually did a one clip of a one kid that was going back and forth with me, calling me the N-word and using every type of racial slur word possible to me. The reason why I mention this is because this is exactly how, when people like on Pearl operate and think. They think that since you are now invited to the table, that you could say these things, and it could be in a joking way. Okay? Same as that kid, how that kid was interacting with me. They think they could say these things in a joking way, and it's not going to have no impact on them. It's not going to be no ramifications. You're not going to get called out on it or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So they feel entitled to do it. Same situation with Pearl right now, in the situation about overall saying that, Black Americans are lazy, and she rather work with Africans, and that's pretty much what she was saying. So yeah. I agree with O'Shea in this situation. I also agree with Jason Black in the situation that Pearl, she really does show her true intentions for real, how the way she's really is, and her intentions about operating in the the YouTube space. That at the end of the day, she was just using all of this is just for content. Because she know that this is what sells and this was going to make her money, and it helped develop her business and develop her networking opportunities that wasn't currently available to her when she was on other platforms such as TikTok. Okay, and also she always used this clip over and over again. Said her TikTok account being banned for every XYZ reason, and she encouraged people to like and subscribe her YouTube content channel. Okay, so. Yeah, so I agree with the situation. So what do y'all think about this particular one review one? Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Do you agree with O'Shea Jackson assessment on this as well as Jason Black assessment on this? Or do you think that all of us is reaching, that we just making a huge deal about this when it's really not that serious? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments. Until again, I'll see y'all again on the next episode.